Good morning and welcome to What You Need to Know Weekly with me, Sophie Nicole Casey. So I come to you every week when I can with major news released in the world of digital marketing. This week I'm talking about a big change that's happening with Facebook ads. It's not something I've even really announced, so it took me a while to find out about it, and it actually happened at the worst time for us personally on a project I was working on. Then I've got some good news to follow after that. So I've got 3 Instagram announcements. Instagram announcing a lot of things recently, so that's very exciting. And then to end it off, I've got 1 announcement of my own, which I'm also very excited about. So I'm gonna start with the bad news to start with. Let's get that one out the way. So since the 16th of November, I'm recording this today live on the 25th of November, and since the 16th of November, Facebook have decided to change the rules again to try and become more compliant with the newest, latest European privacy rules. Now, this, while this was happening, I was actually running a big launch campaign for a client, and we had just switched our strategy onto messaging campaigns. And could you believe it? So when this happened, I'm like, yeah, we've got a ton of budget, everything's starting to work. And then they just pulled the plug, like absolute nightmare, Facebook. It was okay in the end, but obviously we didn't get the results we wanted to get. Well, I wanted to get, and obviously my client wanted to get because of this. So I want you to know about these changes so that you can change your strategy and implement changes as you need to. So what happens? If you're running message campaigns in Facebook ads, so you can run message campaigns a number of different ways. You can use the messages objective, you can use the traffic objective, and you can use the conversions objective. If you're running any of these, you are no longer allowed to optimize your campaigns for leads or for conversations, which sounds a little bit crazy, right? I mean, like, if I'm going to send people to my messenger bot, of course I'm going to want to optimize it for leads. I collect email addresses there, and so on. So, and obviously if I'm running a conversions campaign, I want to be optimizing it for some kind of conversion. But because of these new EU regulations, basically Facebook can no longer find the kind of people who we know are likely to be a good lead. There's still not been a lot of information announced about it. All we know is that since the 16th until the first couple of weeks of December, they're slowly just shutting everyone down. And if your business is based in the EU, and that includes the UK, includes Norway, includes Europe, but it also includes like the major European Union. So if you're either based there or you're running ads there, you will no longer be able to create custom audiences based on people who have sent messages to you or anything like that, and you won't be able to optimize ads and campaigns for actual leads. So you'll only be able to optimize for traffic. And what that simply means is Facebook will only show the ads to people who are going to click. They're not going to show the ads to people who are likely to actually take an action. So what that means for us marketers is we're not getting that help that we would have had by running the correct campaign type, basically. So let's just see. So what's changed in the campaign? So you can no longer optimize for conversions or leads. You can no longer use the lead generation template, which is a template which is built into Facebook ads, so you can actually collect the leads there and then send them onto your messenger. And you will no longer be able to send sponsored messages, which is like really big, because if you've spent a lot of time and money building a warm audience inside your messenger bot, then what is the point in doing all of this if you've got that one thing taken away from you, and you can no longer send out a message to them outside of the 24 hours by paying for it, which is what is like a major part, is a key part of a lot of people's strategies. So yeah, we can't do that anymore. What you can still do are click to messenger ads. So ads that show up that say send message and they send them to the ads, but they just can't be optimized so that Facebook shows them to people likely to take an action. So, it's no different to a traffic campaign, basically. And you can still use the start conversation template within Facebook. You just can't use the actual leads one. So what's more to that is they're actually changing the reporting. So you get to keep all of your historical data, but anything from now or from whenever they make that switch, you might be lucky, you might still have it for a couple of weeks, but what I'm saying is change your strategy now. Don't let what happened to me happen to you, and let everything get like closed down in the middle of a major campaign. Like, it's just really, really not ideal. Right, okay, so you're no longer going to be able to track conversations started, messaging connections made, like new messaging connections made, cost per conversation, or blocked messages. Sorry, bear with me a second. My phone alarm is going. Okay, I don't actually know where my phone is. I'm not using it. Oh, why not? There we go. Let's just turn off the Bluetooth speaker. That will help. Right, okay. So yeah, so you won't be able to track your reporting, like your stats anymore, basically. So what does this mean? If you're using something like ManyChat, it means you can't actually target your subscribers either. So you can't create any custom audience. So you can't create any audience out of people who have engaged with you via Messenger, because in Facebook's opinion, they are people who came from Facebook. So Facebook owns them. So I don't know if you're watching, if you watch my, if you've ever watched my Facebook ads 5-minute show yesterday, I actually recorded, that gets released tomorrow. Yeah, it comes out tomorrow, actually. I actually talked about this unintentionally, but you can't put your eggs all in one basket, basically. Like, you shouldn't just be leaving everything with Facebook, because they can take it away from you in a split second, like now. So yeah, so you can't create custom audiences out of these warm audience. You can't create lookalike audiences. So you can't create audiences of people who look like your ideal audience. Yeah, and if you have any audiences which are filled with people who are both from the EU or Europe, or any of these countries, and outside of it, then if you run campaigns with these audiences, then Facebook will just pause it eventually. As soon as they figure it out, they'll pause it, and maybe later on they'll change it so you can't do it, or they'll start punishing people. Who knows? It's very, very new. They've done this all like sort of spur of the moment. Right, so I've already said you can't send out any more sponsored messages. So you can't anymore optimize for leads or conversions, which basically means you can just optimize for traffic, so people who click. So just to reiterate that. So you can't use the lead gen template anymore, and you don't get any more messenger stats, to summarize. So what can you do? So you can still create the click to messenger ads for conversation only, for traffic. And you can still use lead gen optimization apparently in the conversions campaign, but just not for like these messenger campaigns. So it's all a bit of a grey area. While they first made the changes, while we were running these campaigns, I literally saw my interface change like twice. I had a campaign running that was optimized for leads, and then suddenly it looked different. I duplicated the campaign because I went to move from a warm audience to a cold audience, and I had different options. And I actually got in touch with Facebook, and I was speaking to the concierge team for like an hour, and I had to send them demo videos of what I was doing. They didn't believe me that this didn't work. They were like, it works, you're obviously doing something wrong. And I sent them loads of videos, and then like this suddenly came out, and it's like, okay, so Facebook did this. They made all these changes, and they did not even train their concierge team. So it's all a bit of a joke, if you ask me. But yeah, so what can we do about it? What you can do is you can use messenger ads for top of funnel engagement. So just get people to start conversations basically, and you just need to build your messenger bot in a way that gets people to stay in that bot and collect leads that way basically, so that you're not relying on Facebook for anything. So you can get them in from your messenger ads, but then you need to nurture them, warm them up, and like get them to convert into leads or customers like from within Messenger. And what you need to be doing, so this is touching on what I said yesterday, and it's going to be released tomorrow in the Facebook ad show, so if you're collecting like your email addresses, collect phone numbers from within ManyChat, then you can then go and take them and put them somewhere else. Put them in your email marketing software, put them in your SMS software, and contact them that way. Just make sure you're collecting as many email addresses and phone numbers as you can, because Facebook has the power to just switch you off like that and take away everything you've been working so hard for. So I just want everyone to know that basically. So just make sure you've got a really good like user experience in your bot. Make sure you're sort of testing things out, and you've got really good like language that flows. Like just make sure you're doing all of that kind of stuff. And if you are a non-EU business, but you do sometimes target in the EU, then you should separate your campaigns out so that you can still have your full options for, for people who aren't in the EU. And then you'll just have to treat the people in the EU separately and just look at the results separately and just deal with them completely separately, because you don't want your non-EU people campaigns to suffer because of this. So just to confirm, it's actually all 30. I have to read this out because I don't know what it is. It's all 30 European Economic Area, so EEA countries, including EU members, Norway, UK, Ireland, and Liechtenstein. I don't know that one. Sorry if I said it wrong. So these are all the places affected if you're either based there or you're running ads there. So it's pretty much like everyone in that area of the world. And so, yeah, you can still run messenger campaigns. You just can't optimize them to be delivered to the people who you want that are going to convert into leads and conversions. It's just going to be the same as a traffic campaign. So what that means in a nutshell is people just aren't going to have the same intent as what they would have done, because Facebook would have found the right people who are likely to take an action. And now it's not. It's just going to find click-happy people who like to click, fickle leads, So the quality of the people coming into your conversations are going to be a lot lower. And yeah, so that is basically it on this, on the sad news. So into the happier news, we have some Instagram stuff coming on. So let me just, first of all, just double check for any comments. Oh, good morning, Simone, my beautiful sister. I love you, Moni. Hi, Sophie, we'll catch you on the replay. Yeah, no worries, my lovely. I'm not sure, because I know obviously you do Facebook ads as well. I'm not sure if you would have seen this yourself. Let me know if this has affected you in any way, because yeah, it sure affected me. So yeah, brilliant. So moving on to Instagram news. So first of all, Instagram are releasing guides to everyone. So basically earlier on this year, they created something called guides, and they gave it to creators who were creating content about mental health. And they've now decided this week or last week to release it to absolutely everyone to make guides. And what these guides are, they're basically curated content. So anything that you've ever created or saved that's made by someone else, you can now create a guide out of it. So that includes IGTV, reels, carousels, graphics, anything you feed and anything saved. There's no outbound links in there. It's nothing like that. You can add like a title and description. And if you like feature something made by someone else, they'll be notified and they'll be tagged in it. So it's a really good way to like collab. So it's like really super exciting. See if you can find it and have a play around with it. With Christmas coming up, it's a really great time for you to make like collections or guides, like especially if you sell physical products like e-commerce. And if you want to sort of sell a collection, a Christmas collection or something like that, it'll be a really great time to sort of go through your Instagram feed. Obviously, you've got tons of old content on there and people don't see past those first 9 squares or whatever. So you can actually choose these bits of content, like old ones, and put them together in this one guide. And the great thing is you can actually share it to your story as well. And then, so once it's shared to your story, you get really good reach, and then you can feature it. So it's a really good way to use old content again, to collaborate with people, and just to like create new really like nice content basically. Yeah, so that's everything on there. So yeah, have a try with that and let me know if you try it, if you enjoy it. The next one from Instagram is there's no more recent posts in the hashtag section. So they switched this off during the elections because of the same reasons Facebook were like closing loads of stuff down as well. I guess it's just like a really big political thing. But they're actually now confirmed that they're gonna keep that off. So there's no longer going to be any like the featured section under hashtags. So that's one. They've said definitely for at least another month, but possibly for longer. They've not really got any guidance on that. So that doesn't really affect me in any way personally. I'm not really bothered about that, but you might be. And finally, this one is really exciting as well. Facebook are now introducing keyword search. So it sounds like they're just trying to like sort of get rid of hashtags a little bit to me, but basically at the moment people can only ever search by hashtags and accounts, right? So what they're doing is they're doing a deeper dive into everyone's content, their bios, no doubt soon, if not already, the audio, the words in people's videos, and people can actually search by keyword. So it doesn't matter what hashtags people are using, it's going to be based on the actual content. So people are going to need to start writing like longer captions with, you know, like really detailed. It's basically they're moving into the world of SEO. So if you know anything about SEO, it's basically what makes Google work and Google search results happen. And Instagram is well known for not having it, basically, and they're trying to do this. So it will be including things in like Reels, IGTV, actual posts. So people who want to search for a specific thing can soon search for it. So at the moment, they're just rolling this out to 6 English-speaking countries, who are UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Ireland. So have a look and see if you've got that. I don't have it. I never have Instagram first. I still don't have Reels. It's a joke. I'm like talking about all this stuff and I don't even have Reels yet. My Instagram still has a plus button at the bottom where they've now put like the Reels and shopping. So I'm like totally out of the loop here. But it is going down, and that's like super exciting. So if you've always been creating like really high quality content with loads of like really great descriptions and stuff, then it means that you're probably going to get found more. If you haven't been writing really great stuff and you've just been throwing loads of hashtags out there, this isn't going to make you happy, basically. But yeah, that is it. So those are the 3 happy news for Instagram. And then just one final thing for me before I go, because it is indeed Black Friday this weekend. So my news is this weekend for Black Friday. If you've been following me, if you do want to learn Facebook ads, my course Facebook ads Novice to Ninja, which is normally £749, is going to be just £97 from Friday right through to Cyber Monday. So 00 on Friday UK time until 23:59 on Monday night. So I've never done that before. I've never done a Black Friday offer before, but this is it. I'm doing it. Call me crazy because it's a ridiculously low price. But if you want to learn Facebook ads, go and check that out. I'll put the link below. I'm not going to bore everyone talking about it now, but it is everything you need, basically. It's a course that I started writing when I was pregnant last year, and I have been adding to it ever since, and I will keep adding to it to keep it up to date with the latest Facebook, and you get lifetime access as well. So that summarizes this week's weekly wisdom, if I can even say it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it helped. Drop in the comments, you know, like any questions or any thoughts or feedback. How does it make you feel? You know, all of this stuff that's going on. And otherwise, have a wonderful Wednesday, and I shall see you soon.